The Dallas Mavericks also struggling right now. We're competitive the other night. Some good signs. You see some nice things out of this team. Cooper Flag, I think, is still going to be a franchise player. But they are in the bottom of the standings as well. AD is out for around another week right now. Kyrie Irving, there's no return date. And it seems like there's a lot of talk right now around this team about whether or not it's wise to kind of push through and try to get this team back on track. I saw Marc Cuban make some comments to The Athletic recently where he said, we're not trading Anthony Davis. We're trying to win right now. Marc Cuban has also said a lot of things in the past that have turned out not to be true. He's got a habit of making statements that turn out to be demonstrably false. So I don't put much stock in Cuban's analysis of that. Remember, he doesn't have any power within that team anymore. He's basically a well-paid advisor with the Mavericks. But what do you do here if you're Dallas? Like, do you think that a return to health of AD, getting Kyrie Irving back in January, Cooper Flag, more games, he gets better, Klay Thompson, a different role, playing off of these guys, he's better. Is it wise to push through and try to see the Nico Harrison dream through? Or do you start thinking long and hard about, whether or not to tear this thing down and see what you can get for them?
Historically, I would say it's wise to push through because AD, when he's healthy, he's throwing up 29 and 12. You know what I mean? And then also, too, Kyrie's had a couple years in 90, 50, 40. So that matchup that you're facing, that duo, is going to be a problem duo. I don't think it'll be a championship level. I think that is out the window for sure based off OKC and all those other guys. But I think keeping them will help build towards the future in regards to how they'll be able to help Cooper Flag. I think getting Cooper Flag real big time moments and game minutes as opposed to tanking, because I do think with the right type of team, he can figure out how to fit in, how to be a great complementary player, all while being able to break out in the right form. So also too, we're also in a mind, who are you going to go get? Some of our top players are old and 38 and 39. And then some of our younger guys, like Anthony Edwards, or the people that you think might be a real contender or can really change something. There's nobody out there to really go get. It's damn if you do, damn if you don't. And sometimes, whether you want to or not, because I know the fan base and everybody wants something to shake now. So I know this might be the best you have. This might be the best you get, because other than that, you would need time and overly some camaraderie in order to make chemistry work when you're not going to have the best superstar out there. You're not going to go get a top 5 player anywhere with any type of trade. So now you're going to have elite coaching, elite chemistry in order just to make a push and make that fan base happy, or whatever championship, contention that you think you're going to have. But we can't, besides the injuries, which is a big, big deal, bro. AD is AD. And we kind of forget that. And Kyrie Irving's Kyrie Irving. And I just think I got so much faith in where Cooper Flag is going to, where he's going to take it. And I also believe if you figure out how to get PJ Washington back in advantageous situations, he was killing when he was the 4-man. And since they're so top heavy and not getting AD to always play center, it's PJ Washington struggling with wings, So I think we have to do more and more stuff where the coaches are yo, how are we going to get the others involved where we can make ourselves 8 deep, as opposed to trying to make it make sense. They had Cooper Flag starting point guard because they wanted to start, it made no sense. And I think no matter what, you're not going to get over the fact of finding the right chemistry to work.
There's no doubt that if they can get AD and Kyrie on the floor with Cooper Flag, they've got the potential to take off. The question is, when are all those guys going to get out there? And what's the ceiling for the team once they do? That's, to me, an open question. When I talk to people in Dallas, trading Kyrie is not an option. They know that Cooper Flag needs to play with a point guard. And Kyrie is in year 1 of a 3-year extension. He's been wildly successful down there. The best kind of situation, I think, of Kyrie's career. It's been great for him, both to the Mavericks.
Yeah.
Everything. It's worked out. And from what I hear, like, he and Cooper Flag practices, they're vibing. It's a good situation down there. The Anthony Davis stuff, though, is a different story. I think there have been real talks among the new powers that be in Dallas, which include the 2 co-GMs. Jason Kidd swings a big bat down there now. He's gotten multiple extensions from ownership. He is a very influential voice with that team. There have been talks about the merits of trading Anthony Davis. And I think there will continue to be talks about trading Anthony Davis for a couple of reasons. One, like, if you're not sure when Kyrie's going to come back, this is the draft to be bad in, right? Like, this is the year to keep being bad.
Yeah.
Like, the 2026 draft, and I was talking to a couple of college scouts this week in LA. The 2026 draft is widely considered one of the best drafts in recent history, especially at the top. Yeah, 3 or 4 different guys. I mentioned Debatza. He's a stud. Kid from Kansas is good. I'm not a college expert, but there's a lot of guys out there that...
Mikael Brown, like Nate Aments, like, I mean, you don't have to be in a lottery to go get you a good player. It's actually crazy. Like, it's going.
Well, you don't have to hit. You don't like, in years past, it's like it's number 1 or bust, right? Yeah. Like, even last year, it's like Cooper Flag or bust. You don't have that problem this year. So if you can get inside the top 3 or 4, you can get another franchise player. On top of that, the Mavericks do not control their draft picks after this year until 2031. They either have pick swaps or like say 2027. The Hornets are getting their pick as part of that PJ Washington deal. Like, they're getting their pick. If it's top 2 protected, but good luck with that. Like, the Hornets are getting the pick. So if you're going to be bad, this is the year to be bad. And if you can trade Anthony Davis for some version of expiring contracts and a little bit of draft capital, you've got to at least consider it. And on top of that, like
the taxes,
you got to look at the taxes. Yeah, the financial situation is perilous in Dallas. I saw Bobby Marks talking about this from ESPN. The next year, the penalties could be $370 million.
Yeah, that
$370.
And they're working on, like, going towards the second apron too.
You're zooming in that direction. Like, look, if you're a good team and competing for a championship and you're in that 3-year window Nico Harrison was talking about, great, you keep paying them. But if you're a play-in team or worse, what are you doing paying that money? So I think there's a lot of reasons why there's merit to discussing an AD trade that reduces your tax burden and gets you back some of the draft capital you've given away.
And also, too, this, like, with this new CBA, people don't understand that, like, when our superstars are hurt, now 35% of your salary is being taken up. Like, you know what I mean? Like, AD is going to be making a buku of money with that extension. And since last year, he's only played 15 games. And man, like, I just, that's so hard. Like, 'cause being a Chicago guy, it's just so hard to, like, not be like, yo, you gotta get him out of here, aside from all the tax implications and everything. But it's just like, you got a big guy that you can't depend on. And when we talk about it, he was great in 2023, 2024. Don't let me get that wrong. But his last real, like, dominating, unbelievable year was during the bubble when he was hitting threes and, won the championship and everything like that. But since then, he hasn't shot the ball well. And I mean, when it comes down to championship bids, like Joker, he hasn't won any type of battles or, had success in postseason as well, Well,
let me ask you this, as our resident Bulls fan up there, as we discuss fake Anthony Davis trades. Bulls could use somebody like AD up in that front court. Would you entertain the possibility of some version of a Vucevic Kobe White trade that gets you Anthony Davis?
I like Vucevic, man. That's our Jordan right now.
You got to try. I know, but he's on the last year of his contract, last year of his deal. You're probably not going to pay him.
I would definitely entertain that for sure, because I like that. What Kobe White would also be adding to the Mavericks, to be completely honest with you. I think the Mavericks.
There's your next guard of the future. You got a young guy. Here's another young guy you can put with Cooper Flag plus a draft pick. Like,
and you need a scoring guard when you go.
But does it make sense for the Bulls? Does it make sense for the Bulls?
I mean, for the time being, like you got to also understand Chicago Bulls fans. Right now, we're just vibing out. So like when we sit there, we appreciate going to the games. We're like, all right, bro, AD's from here. That would make us happy. Like, you know what I mean? If they signed D Rose, we would be happy. Like even us starting off the season great, we're like, hey, bro, we do the play in again. We're happy. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I think from like a vibe stance, people from Chicago would love to have AD home. I think in regards to realistic basketball, I would love to see Josh Giddey, who's going, possibly could be an all-star this year. His playmaking, his passing, how he would look in a pick and roll with Anthony Davis. It's not the sexiest, thing coming up, but I think they can make something work in that regard. But it comes down once again to trying to figure out if AD is going to be healthy and if he's going to be a 5-man or a 4-man, because that, as you can see, his reluctancy to accept the role or kind of fit what's best for the team, not saying he's not a team guy, has gotten him off to a slow start and taken away from others.
It has. But if I'm the Bulls, I would consider it. Because right now the Bulls are bottom third of the league in defensive efficiency. Like that still is a weakness. They've been great to start the season, but they're still not a great defensive team. You add, and Kobe White's been out. They've been able to be successful without him for the first month or so of the season. You swap out AD for Vucevic. And yeah, you're right. He's going to have to play some center. You can play him with, Jalen Smith, Patrick Williams. You can play him with a bunch of guys that maybe take some of that burden away. But AD, Okoro, 2+ defenders on that front line. Giddey is great. Like when Giddey signed that contract, I saw some people be like, wow, they're paying Josh Giddey $25 million. I swear to God, first thing I said was bargain. Bargain. That guy was going to overplay that contract in year one. Imagine what he's doing in year 3. He's only making $25 million per year. Like that's a great deal. Herter looks like the guy we saw early in Sacramento.
I love Herter. Yeah.
Like, I just think, like, if you're the Bulls and you're in the Eastern Conference, there's always a variable. You're in the Eastern Conference, and the Eastern Conference stinks. AD's out there, and you don't acquire him now because you got to see how that calf plays out. He's got to get back and play at least 2 weeks before you even think about trading for him. But if he's able to do that, and you're into January, and you're sitting there mixing it up with the Knicks and Raptors and Cavs at the top of the conference standings, I would think about it. And look, you're going to have to pay Vucevic next year if you want to keep him. You have to pay Kobe White next year if you want to keep him. So the money's not a huge factor in all this. I would think long and hard about that if I'm the Bulls.
No, absolutely. And I would be into that. I'd definitely be into that because, once again, this is a place we're looking for already. The Bulls have been waiting in general just to bring a big-time name. So I think if you get an AD in a trade, and then now you got Anthony Davis there, I think it makes Chicago once again a potential, landing spot. I think a lot of guys have always been curious about going there and free agents, but it hasn't been like a substantial individual there in a while. I think AD can help get there. It's just like if he's going to play, if he's going to be healthy, like we said prior, since last year, like literally every time he does something good for the Mavs, he goes out for weeks. He's only played 15 games since April. Like, you know what I mean? That is, I don't know if that's crazy, if he's hurt or that's choice or if he's not motivated. Like I'm kind of wary of like, is AD still motivated after he left Los Angeles and, you know what I mean, in Hollywood? Does he want to do that? You have to check in on that. We're also waiting, and it's not dissing Anthony Davis because he's one of the best players in the world, but there's a time where we were saying Anthony Davis is going to be the best player in the world. And we waited for that as well. And I think when you're saying impact, much like if you have LaMelo Ball or some of these guys are talented and do like a lot of dope things, but when we're saying like some of these expectations might just be too high and we're just allowing them to leave and do the exact same thing. And we're the ones wondering like what the problem is, and we're the problem. He ain't the problem. He already showed us who he is. You know what I mean?
Hey, maybe going back to Chicago reignites that fire.
Yeah, I hope so.
I hope so. That's what I just like. It doesn't look like it's going to work out in Dallas. That's kind of the bottom line for AD.